It's 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, May 18th, and the doors to the Amarillo Civic Center have just been opened. Hundreds of people flood through and briskly walk into an empty auditorium. Groups of people are chattering and coordinating where to sit, how many seats to save, on the left side of the auditorium or the right. Where do we think our graduate will enter? It's an important day for these loved ones, and for the dozens of people in a holding room just across the hall. Not to mention for veterinary clinics across the state and region. That room is where we find 61 young people who are often referred to as pioneers. What trail have they spent the last 4 years blazing? What makes them special? We'll tell you on this episode of Fearless. Austin Bird is sitting in that holding room, reading through the speech that he's been writing over the last few weeks. He's the president of this first graduating class for the Texas Tech School of Veterinary Medicine. He's one of the final speakers set to address the crowd today. Through the set of double doors, a faint sound of pomp and circumstance can be heard as the students get into formation to make their entrance.
Please stay seated as we welcome our inaugural class.
The students take the stairs down in a single file line, waving and smiling at their families and friends who greet them eagerly. On the stage in plush leather chairs are a set of distinguished guests and speakers, including Texas Governor Greg Abbott and the Texas Tech University System Chancellor Emeritus Robert Duncan, along with a series of regents, Chairman Cody Campbell, and Texas Tech University President Lawrence Skuvanek.
Would you please rise for a special rendition of our national anthem performed by Dr. Dixon Varner on the harmonica.
Dixon Varner is a faculty member at the vet school, a familiar face to these students, or soon-to-be graduates. His bio on the website says his hobbies include horseback riding, mountain man exploits, and music. His wispy white and gray hair curls softly at the tips, and his thick beard can just barely be seen behind his hands as he plays.
Being first is significant. Being first is historic.
That's the governor.
Being first requires pushing beyond past limits. It requires breaking down barriers that opens up the door of opportunity for others to be able to walk through in future generations. You have done that. You are pioneers. The charter members. As my daughter would put it, you're the OG. The first graduates of Texas Tech School of Veterinary Medicine in the history of the great state of Texas. Texas is proud of you. Texas needs you.
I've heard it many times today, but I want to say it one more time. The first graduating class of the Texas Tech University School of Veterinary Medicine. Congratulations.
This day has been a long time in the making for a lot of people, but especially for Robert Duncan.
This is kind of a bucket list moment for me and your family and for you.
Duncan worked tirelessly to make creation of the vet school a priority. And in 2016, the first formal committee was created, solidifying a plan and setting it in motion. Much of his time as chancellor was spent advocating, planning, raising money, and leading the charge to bring us to this day.
You are exactly what we talked about when we were designing this plan and the strategy to go forward and get another vet school in Texas at Texas Tech. We were looking exactly for the type of students that you are. In closing, today marks the culmination of your dedication, perseverance, and passion. You are not only graduates, but pioneers, trailblazers, setting the standard for those who will follow in your footsteps. You have shown that bold dreams coupled with tireless effort can carve new paths where none existed before. Congratulations, Raider vets. The future is yours.
Senator Charles Perry claps along with the audience from the front row. In fact, he's had a front row seat to the whole show leading up to today. Those early conversations and meetings, and in 2019, he held a shovel and ceremoniously turned over dirt at the school's groundbreaking.
So tomorrow, the work begins. We're very proud of all of you, and we know you're going to do good things.
Dr. Nancy Carter steps up to the podium now. She's the president of the Texas Veterinary Medical Association, here to lead the students in the veterinary oath.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Being admitted to the profession of veterinary medicine, I solemnly swear to use my scientific knowledge and skills for the benefit of society. I accept the continual improvement of my professional knowledge and competence. Congratulations.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Texas Tech University, I confer upon each of you the degree for which Dr. Descanio has recommended you. Congratulations.
The first row students stand and make their way to the stage.
The first veterinarian of the first class is Dr. Kimberly Nicole Ariano. She's graduating magna cum laude.
After they're hooded, students cross the stage and shake the hands of Governor Abbott and President Skuvenek, then make their way down the stairs to be greeted by a series of other dignitaries.
Our next veterinarian is Dr. Austin Bailey Bird. His hometown is Claude, Texas.
The smile on Austin's face is wide as he crosses the stage. A burst of light from the camera flash secures this moment in time. He returns to his seat to cheer for the rest of his class before taking the stage a second time. Now, he's alone under the lights for his big speech.
If I'm being honest, I still don't know quite how to put into words how big of a moment this is, the joy, pride, and sheer magnitude of what we've accomplished together. Today, it's not just about us. It's about every late night, every exam that made us question whether or not we belonged. It's about every moment we picked each other up, when we thought we couldn't go on, every time we called our family and friends and needed to hear their encouragement. It's about the path we've created for ourselves, but also the path that we've created for everyone else to come after us, because we dared to go first.
In the audience, Austin's family proudly watches. His parents and his younger brothers. In so many ways, they have inspired his future path. Austin knew when he was 6 that he wanted to be a vet. His youngest brother has autism. He was born with club feet. It required intensive surgeries, and Austin found himself enamored with the whole process. Today, as he stands before the crowd of a few hundred people, he's just days from starting a year-long internship focusing on orthopedic surgeries for small animals.
So to my fellow graduates, and to my family in every sense of the word, let us walk forward with courage, and let us dare to be great. And let's never forget that we were the ones who built the foundation of something that will continue on for generations to come.
Austin and each of these students knew in 2021, when they started this journey, that there would be a lot to learn. And Dean Guy Lonergan, he knew it too.
The last time an inaugural class graduated from a veterinary school in Texas was 105 years ago. You had to make a choice. Do you choose an untested and new school, or do you wait? When you chose us, you bet your dream on us. You invested your future in a vision of what could be. You invested in a belief that together with the faculty and staff, we would work it out. That together we would arrive at the destination of your journey, which is today. You are the definition of what it is to be a pioneer, to be a trailblazer. And quite frankly, at that stage, we needed pioneers and trailblazers. I needed you. And we needed to share this journey together, to share the joys and the arrows along the trail.
Congratulations, class of 2025. I'm so profoundly proud of each and every single one of you. It's been a fun ride. Thank you so much. Now let's dare greatly, because from here, it's possible. Thank you.
Austin's classmates cheer as he ends his speech, and they're dismissed shortly after. There's a flurry of movement and activity as families and graduates tearfully embrace and smile for photos. Little kids are hoisted up and held by their loved ones in caps and gowns. This celebration is a worthy one, considering all that was required to make it happen. Among those relieved and cheerful voices are ones belonging to Orlando and Mariana.
Orlando Vizcarra, I guess Doctor of Veterinary Medicine.
I guess I'm Dr. Mariana Orduña. Now, first time I'm using that, so I'm really excited. Can't really believe it.
I'd say it washed over or it hit me like a truck once I saw her get on stage, and I was so proud. So it's surreal to be in this moment, like it was just a dream seems like a few days ago.
They started dating in 2020, and the following year became the first students at the vet school together. They got engaged recently and remarkably found employment at the same vet clinic in South Texas. Eagle Pass has one equine and one small animal veterinarian. And now, just like that, they've doubled the resources for this small border town. Orlando and Mariana survived vet school and the strenuous, difficult clinical year. But to be here today, Mariana says it was worth every tearful phone call, every long drive to the next clinical location. It was worth every sleepless night and early morning, challenges she knew were being shared with 60 of her peers in Orlando. She says it was a highlight of her life to watch her person walk across the stage.
Dr. Orlando Vizcarra.
I was so excited. I was screaming, I was hollering. I saw him stand there and I went, oh my gosh, where's my phone? I need to record this. So I pulled out my phone and I started recording, and I'm sure you can't hear anything that Dr. Descani was saying because I'm screaming, but I'm so proud of you for finishing this journey and everything you've done and everything you will do. And I was super happy to see him walk on stage and get his hood and shake everyone's hand and be recognized for what you've done and what you've accomplished.
Guy tells this story of early days collecting this first group of students, the pioneers, and how the facility, it wasn't even completely finished in the 5 months before they were set to open. How they walked through the walls that hadn't even been stood up yet. And side by side, they cast a vision, choosing to see not what was in that moment, but what it could become for all of them, together. And now, what it represents for this entire state.
I have just one charge for you today. I want each of you to continue your ownership of this school, of our Raider Vet community. Continue to influence it going forward. So it is up to you now to see and foster the potential in others, to nudge others towards the profession, and to inspire them to be just like you are today. Do this, and your legacy on our school, on our community, on Texas, and our profession will flourish, strengthen, and endure for years and decades and generations into the future.
Fearless is produced by Texas Tech Marketing and Communications. It's hosted and written by me, Taylor Peters. Thomas Boyd is our audio engineer. He does sound design and edits this podcast. To see pictures from the vet school's historic commencement, click on the link in our bio. You can also read more about the impactful stories of students in this graduating class. Fearless is a Texas Tech production. From here, it's possible.